welcome again to another, let's see, Tutorial Tuesday is where we're at here. It's Tuesday. Gonna do some tutorials. Just one, in fact. Let's see, I need to put this background music down even lower, I think. I'm not sure. No? -20. I think it's good. I'm not sure. I hope it is. Okay. Today we're going to do a tutorial on learning intermediate object-oriented programming with JavaScript by building a platformer game. And let me get that progress bar up. That's what it is. That one down there in the corner there. I think, do I have my global variables set up right? 117. I think there's 117 steps. I think that is correct. And I think we can get going with this. It's going to take a lot of, what do you call it? Can I control this? There we go. It's going to take a lot of pomodoros, and I think we're going to need the full 4 hours and probably more. So I'm going to try to stay on track. Even though I like to dwell on some things to understand what's going on, especially when we're getting to this object-oriented programming thing in JavaScript. I don't quite know. Yeah, I haven't come across much many class structures and stuff in JavaScript. So it's gonna be something new. So let's jump into this with the pomodoros. Let's get some pomodoros going, because we're gonna have to. Oops, that's the wrong one. We don't want that one. We want this one. There we go. We want that pomodoro timer. It's gonna be funky. Again, it's I'm still working on the other thing. So we'll start with 25-minute pomodoros. We'll do a long break after 4. Maybe we should do a long break after 5. I guess 4 is okay. It does say that we're on a short break. That is not correct. I don't know why it's saying that. I might restart it. It's gonna be on a short break. Skip session. Let's go to the. Come on, you can do it. Is it broken? Is it just completely broken? Oh man, I thought it was working. Could have sworn it was working. Okay, well it doesn't work. So, no pomodoros today. Okay. That's fun. Alright. No pomodoros today. So that's fine. Okay. Hi. Hey. It's been like I've spent probably like almost 20 hours so far. Now, is it almost 20 hours? No, probably not. Maybe like 15 hours on trying to understand the OBS API. And gotten some places. It's just really strange to just try to get a sound to play. I think I sorted that out. So I think by next week, I should be able to have that sorted out. I am also coming to the part of the year where I take a lot of time away from the computer and don't spend a whole lot of time sitting down at the computer. Yeah. I don't want to rush myself, but also it's kind of like I want to get some stuff done before going into the new year. And getting that Pomodoro timer set up is kind of one of them. And like once I have that done, then like I can feel a little more at ease. Let's get started with this. We learned last week about basic object-oriented programming, building a shopping cart. Well, did we even do classes? Yeah, we did create classes, and the constructor creates a class with a constructor method. And then this refers to the instance of the object being constructed. I don't know, man. I just put that out of my head last week, and we got to get that back. Gotta get it back. Get it back. Get it back. Okay. Wow. What did we do? Last week? Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll take a break after every 20 steps, I'll say. Maybe 15. 15. 115. Wait a minute, because 15 times what? 5 is 125. Is that right? I can't do math anymore. 7 steps. So that's probably right. Every 15 we'll do a little break. Every 15 steps. 15-ish steps, I guess, if I'm feeling good. We'll go further. So we'll try to take a break every 15 steps. Okay. On this intermediate programming there, we're gonna make sure that we're something. Good. We should have sent something. We did send a blue sky post. Should have gone through. Make sure that happens. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So let's get started with this. FreeCodeCamp Code Warrior is what we're going to build. We're going to help the main player navigate the yellow checkpoints and use the arrow keys to move the player around. Now, that's something. We have to bind some keys, right, to some actions. You can also use the space bar to jump. It's been a couple of weeks since we handled the binding, right? We reached a checkpoint. Another checkpoint. Weird that it goes like that. All right, that's the final checkpoint. So 3 checkpoints. So we can move around. We can control some character with that. So we've got to, we've got to bind a key to some actions, right? And then, yeah. So in JavaScript, we're gonna have like when you use the left arrow, have it gonna have a callback function that handles that action, and then like you're gonna have to update the screen and stuff. So that's interesting. That I wonder how we're rendering all these shapes and stuff. That's interesting. I don't know. It's gonna go. We have a pretty bare bones template here off the bat. So we have the HTML and the doc type HTML. We did find out that what this means is that HTML you're using the latest version of HTML, which is HTML5. HTML language English, and then there's like these meta things. These meta tags pass information to the browser. So this is information for the browser, and so you pass it to the browser to say content and all this stuff. So it's meta information about the HTML and the code that you want the browser to handle here. It's information that's not quite HTML. It's information about how you want the browser to handle device width, and setting Internet Explorer equal to Edge. So we have our title, we have our link rel, our style sheet, head, inside of our head. And inside the body, we have, let's just collapse these right here so it makes sense of it. Canvas. Now that's an interesting thing. This is something you haven't seen yet. It's a canvas. Canvas element. I've not encountered that. Hopefully they'll talk about this. The graphics canvas element. It's interesting. Okay. Could be a pretty powerful thing to deal with here. Nice. Okay. So we have 2 divs, a start screen and a checkpoint screen, and then we have a canvas. So we have a start screen and then a checkpoint screen. So when we start playing, I'm guessing we're going to change the... I bet that when we click this, what's going to happen here is we're going to hide this class. And then checkpoint screen is going to pop up if we're going to show checkpoint screen if we've met some stuff in the we've met some conditions in the canvas here, and how we interact with the canvas. So that's going to be handled with the JavaScript for sure. And then let's see. Yeah, so they give us this stuff already. I don't think we're going to be editing any of this, so only to just my hunch is that we're only going to be displaying or hiding these div elements here. And then most of what we're going to be doing is working within this canvas. That's my guess. And I always like to make a guess at the front and see where I'm wrong, because then, like, I don't know, it just helps to reconfigure those neurons, right? That I assumed wrong. To try to break those connections and connect them to the correct one. Okay, so root body. Are we going to use any of this with the JavaScript? I don't know. Checkpoint screen canvas is in here. Button container, button instructions. I don't think so. I think it's all going to be held with canvas. Like canvas, maybe we are going to change that there, right? And then start screen. I don't understand why. All right. Well, we'll get to that. Okay. Let's get going with this. Let's get started. In this project, we're going to learn intermediate object-oriented programming by building a platformer game. Let's make sure that our zoom in works here. Yeah. And the all of the HTML and CSS has been provided to us, and we can start by using the document.getElementID to get the start button and canvas elements. So in order to do that, what we've got to do is store in a const variable for start button, and what we're going to do is document.getElement by ID, and the ID is start button. Make sure to end with a semicolon, and then we're going to get a canvas element. We're going to get that object for a canvas and start messing with that. So easy peasy. Let's move on to step 2, and there we go. We're gonna look for let's see, start button, document.get element by ID, start button. Query selector. And we're going to use query selector to get the start string. So I think here is where we need to get this. We're looking for all classes, all elements where it's under the start screen, right? Should only be one in this sense. I don't know why we're doing it this way. Only because we don't have it an ID for those divs. We use a class instead. And checkpoints screen. Got checkpoint. That. I should use a const for checkpoint screen. I have that. Yeah, just misspelled checkpoint screen. But checkpoints screen should just referring to the one. Checkpoint screen element is the next step to target. It's target the paragraph element. So we use document query selector, and then use the child combinator to target the paragraph element. So inside of the checkpoint screen, use the child one there, and then so for all paragraph element, that's the child of any element with the checkpoint screen. And then we're going to save that to checkpoint message. Let's go to the next. Become a supporter. I would really appreciate if you checked out my link tree. I think that's it. Don't know why it doesn't update. Let's see. I should add a, what do you call it, to it? You know why? Because I think you have to refresh. I think you have to refresh and then you do that. No. It's so weird. Why? That's not allowing me to do that. Oh, you know why? Because I think it's using the other thing. That's weird. Oh well. I think what it's trying to do is to use the I know what it's trying to do. I know what it's trying to do. I need to find what I need to do is to find the settings. But how do I find the settings? Commands there. It's okay, wait a minute. It's trying to use the bot, but I don't have a bot account. Chat there. Platforms. Here it is. Use YouTube bot. That's why. That's why it's fucking up. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now it works. Okay. Now I can send messages through there. I don't have to fuck around with that one. Okay. Yep. Okay. That should be the, yeah. Definitely appreciate any donations, any tips to Ko-fi, in particular, and feel free to hit up the Patreon. There's no special perks right now, but that's something I'm gonna have to think about going into next year. We got a lot done this year, and yeah, there's just a lot I need to think about going into next year about how I want to structure the Patreon and everything. So before you can begin building out the functionality for your game, you will need to set up the ability to add 2D graphics. The Canvas API can be used to create graphics in games using JavaScript. And in that, so I think we have our first note here. Our first note is to use the Canvas element. So we'll say let's use their Canvas API. Graphics. So get context. So why is it 2D? What's up with that? So we want to get the context, and we're setting it to CTX as the context. Okay. Okay. The canvas element has a width property, which is a positive number that represents the width of the canvas. Can we console log this first? Let's go. No, we have to set it. So wait a minute. Does it actually have a thing? $300. So it's defaulted to 300. Below our const, append the width property to the canvas variable, right? Okay. That's all they wanted, was us just to do that, okay? But then what do you want us to do with it? Inner width property is a number that represents the interior width of the browser window. So let's get that. Also, we have canvas width. That's another thing we did. We handled that. Inner width. So there's canvas, there's width, and then there's inner width of the width. Okay. Assign inner width to canvas width. Wait. Inner width is a property, is a number that represents the interior width of the browser window. Okay. Oh, wait. No, we have it backwards. Canvas width equal to inner width. So there's an inner width already. So is it document that we need it from? The document property? Let's test this. I'm pretty confident that that's what we're looking for. No. So, where is it? Let's find it. Window inner width. So how do I get it then? Now, why do you not need to do that? It's available on any window or object that behaves like a window. Parent out inner width. That's interesting. Okay. Inner. There's an inner height, of course. Inner HTML, inner. So, I don't know where it's coming from, though. Where's this coming from? This inner width. We don't know. Window inner width. So it's anything. So, it's not necessarily so it's available on any window or object that behaves like a window. If it looks like a window, yeah. Main tab, etc. Okay, so roll some stuff. Inner height property is the same thing, right? So we also have. Let's just. Yeah. I don't know. Inner. Canvas height will be equal to inner height. Okay. In our platformer game, the main player will need to jump between the different platforms. When the player jumps, you'll need to apply a gravity to bring them down. Okay, so we're going to create a new constant variable and call it gravity. Yeah, assign it to the number of 5. Okay, yeah, that's that definitely sounds like gravity. Sure. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna turn this background music down. Did notice it was pretty loud on my well, maybe it's because it was. I don't know. On the previous recordings, it wasn't as good. Balance was all off. In the game, the player will have the opportunity to cross different checkpoints, and you will need to keep track of the status of the checkpoint. Right. And we're going to use all that because we're going to change this variable. It's just a it's going to be a Boolean. So we're going to manipulate that one. Booleans are apparently immutable. Seems right. Seems like a primitive. As you are designing the game, you will need to make sure that the size of the elements in the game are responsive and adapt to different screen sizes. I'm going to start by creating an arrow function called proportional size that takes in a size parameter. Okay. Sounds good. Interesting. You don't need to make sure that it's dynamic to the screen, but I mean, it definitely helps. It's definitely something you should, endeavor to do, because if you want it to work on all devices. And, yeah. You only want it to be dynamic. So width and height of the main player performs and platforms and checkpoints will be proportional sized relative to the inner height of the browser screen, right? So if the goal is to make the game responsive and visually consistent across different screen sizes. Exactly. So inside our function, we will need to return a ternary that checks if inner height less than 500, question mark. If so, we're going to return math, seal the size divided by 500 times inner height. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. So if it's less than 500, that means that we will take a maximum height of like 500. We'll take that size, we'll take it as a fraction of that 500. And multiply it by the inner heights. Right, okay, so we're just setting a maximum, basically. It's setting a maximum of 500, so it's going to be a proportion of that 500. Yeah. Okay. And map.seal because we want a integer in that, so otherwise we're going to return the size. So if it's bigger than that, then we don't really care. It's okay. Oh, we want this to return. Okay. Next step is to define some characteristics for the main player of the game. So we want to create a class called player and constructor. Do we need, or is that all we do? Yeah, that's all we did. Okay. Now inside of our player class, we need to define the player's position. All of these values will be defined inside the constructor method. And we're going to create an empty constructor inside your player class. How did we do that again? Constructor. It's called constructor. That's right. Okay. There we go. That's all it is. All right, we're gonna take a break after 2 more steps here. Inside your constructor, use this keyword to set the position of the property to an empty object. Okay, that sounds fun. And then we're going to, inside of the position object, we're going to add a new key called X with a value of proportional size of 10. After that, we're going to create a key called Y and proportional size of 400. We'll need to use the proportional size function here to make sure that the player's position is always proportional to the screen size. This is important because you want the player to move around the screen regardless of screen size. Okay, so let's take a break. We made a lot of progress here, and what we're going to be doing is building up the structure for the canvas here, and then creating some elements to display on screen. And then I think after that we're going to add dynamics to it. We're going to bind keys and create functions that react to the screen. So yeah, so we'll be back in like 5 minutes, maybe. I'm not sure. Sounds like a good plan. Get up, walk around, have a drink, and come back refreshed. let us get back to this here. Let's go for another 15. What do you call it? 15 steps. I don't know why that was so broken there. Okay. Below our position object, we need to set the velocity for this object. And what we have is a velocity object. So the x, the value of 0, the y with the value of 0. The velocity property will be used to store the player's speed in the x and y directions. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That makes some sense then. Okay. Don't know why I would just use it as dx or something. I'm not receiving enough video. What's going on here? What is going on? Some kind of memory leak or something. Okay. So weird. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, hopefully this is stable again. Okay, let's go below the velocity object. We're gonna do a width property, and this is gonna be another object, right? Oh wait, no, we're just gonna set it to proportional size 40. And then below the width property, we're going to set the height of the object. This is of the player. The player is going to be... Okay, so can we have multiple players? If that's what we're going with here. You're using the proportional size function here to set the width and height. Properties of your class to be proportional to the height of the screen. Right. Cool. Coolio, coolio. I like that little pattern there that you... have a size that you one single function gets reused over and over and over again. Very nice. Next step is to create a draw method, which will be responsible for creating the player's width, height, and position and color and fill color. Okay. An empty draw method. So are you doing it like... I'm just confused. Are we doing it as a function? Oh, right, we don't have to actually declare it as a function inside of the class. That's right. Forgot about that. Right, that's one of the things. So when you're inside, I think I made a note of that. Search at the... No, okay. I didn't, but I made a mental note. And I forgot about that mental note, but yeah, so you don't have to actually declare it as a function. It's just parsed as a function when you... yeah, I don't know how it works with the compiler or the, whatever the heck, the interpreter. Interesting. No. So we're going to assign the string to our context fill style. Blue, it's all blue, some green, and about half red. It's like a purplish or a purplish with the green. Is it like some kind of like orange or something? I don't know. Forgot what color it was. Okay. Do we have, like, there's nothing, when we click on start game, nothing happens because we don't have anything. Okay. Below this, we need to create the player's shape by calling fill rect on the context object. And then you pass in the X position, the Y position, the width, and okay, so we set the fill style and then we set the fill. Interesting. Next step is to create an update method, which will be responsible. So I don't like that we can't actually see this thing. I'd like to be able to, like, see it as we're working on it. It just seems weird that we wouldn't be able to, like, start game. Next step is to create an update method. Responsible for updating the player's position and velocity as it moves throughout the game. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so we are, like, kind of adding the functionality as we go. We're just not connecting it to the HTML yet. Alright, so that's all we need to do, set that. Inside the update method, we're going to call the draw method to ensure that the player is continually drawn on the screen as the game updates. Every time that there's an update. Right. So updates can be called every time that there is something, an event that happens, right? So a key press or something. Okay. When the player moves to the right, need to adjust its velocity. Use the addition assignment operator to add the velocity's x coordinate to the player's x position. Yeah, there it is. I'm a supporter. Let me bring that up because I want to get the link from my Ko-fi and put that on there too. Oh, that's interesting. Wait a minute. Let's actually go there, I guess. There you go. I wonder if I could just put in... Yeah, that works too, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Any amount helps. And so when the player jumps up, you need to add the logic for adjusting its velocity. Use the addition assignment operator to add the y. Okay. Right now, when the player jumps up, it is possible for it to move past the height of the canvas. To fix that, we will need to add a condition to stop the player from moving past, falling past the height of the canvas. So when he falls down, or no, when he jumps up, he's going to be going all the way up. Check if the sum of players Y position, height, and less than or equal to the height of the canvas. Okay. The if statement, add another if statement to check if the player's Y position less than 0. Okay, well that's if he's falling down through there. So if the inner if statement assigns 0 to the player's position, so it's just gonna, yeah, okay. That's one way to handle it. I mean, I guess you'd be connecting and everything. Don't know what's going on. Do a speed test, make sure that we're not all screwy here. No, seems fine. We're gonna have a gravity. But we don't have a gravity. We didn't create gravity yet. What are we doing here? How is that even gonna work? Where does gravity come from? What the fuck is happening here? Where did we put gravity? Oh, right, it was 0.5. I forgot all about that. Okay, so it's a global variable. Checkpoints collision detection active, right? And then we did set that up. Okay, checkpoint collision detected. Okay. Oi, 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 oi. Okay. Completely forgot about that one. So the velocity will be equal to gravity, which I mean should be negative, should it not? Shouldn't it be negative? As it is, it's positive. Below your if statement, use the addition assignment operator to add gravity to the y velocity. Doesn't that make him go up? I don't understand. Is going down, so this isn't jumping, this would be falling. Add an else clause. Find 0. Okay. Okay. Let's take another break and come back. We're still going to be updating this jumping function, but the update. So this needs to be refactored as to like a jump thing, right? Because plus equals. Yeah. We need jumping and then we need falling, right? So we need like... Yeah. All right, we'll be back in probably 5 to 10 minutes. I gotta take the dog out for a little break. All right, I think Hypatia is sufficiently pooped out, so let's get back to this. We're going to do steps 30 through 45. Maybe we can go for 60. Let's see. Let's see if we can get to halfway point before taking a break. Oh gosh. Ooh, that's some water. Final condition. We need to add inside the player class. Ensure that the player stays within the boundaries of the campus screen. Doesn't move too far to the left. Yeah, but then like what? Okay, so you can keep going to the right, just not to the left. Okay. Ugh. Gonna check if the position is less than the width. Less than the width. Oh, because it goes from... I don't understand that, because Does it start at the lower right corner or something? It can't, because if we're adding X value, so I don't understand this. I don't understand why less than the width. What if it's less than 0, it should be, right? That seems wrong. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Why less than? Okay, maybe somebody explain this. Is there like a help page or something? Forum. We can check the forum. Let's put it over here. Step 79. It wasn't step 79. Something else. I don't know which step it was. What was it? 30, 31 or something? There's many things for that. Oh, here we go. I don't know nothing. Let's put it on here. Okay. That's it. Time. Time the width? Yeah, I don't understand this. This is so weird. This wait. Okay. But if you're less than X, then this width. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The canvas width? Canvas width. Could be the canvas. What width are we talking about? Okay. If you go past the width, you set the equal to the width. Okay, yeah, so you're not going to... Okay, then. I just don't understand why it's the width, though. This width, so if this width is 0, so we're updating this width as we go along? I'm very confused. I thought we were growing like I thought the XY was like that. Just like that. Y this way, X that way. Are they saying it's like this? Are they saying it's that way for X and that way for Y, the positive? Still very confused. I don't think you get it. And so to check the right side of the canvas, if it has... So, come on. You can be more clear about this. It's from the lower right, right? I mean, fill a rectangle if I do it like this. Oh, this position. Yeah. So X is that. So the X position's there. The Y position is from the top. So it's like that. Y, X going that way, and then Y going that way. What? It's so weird. So it's the upper left. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about the upper left? Is the origin? Where's the origin? Where be your origin? Lower left corner, so you can change the... Scaling by -1, but that'll make everything... I mean, if you make it -1, then that would make it from the other corner. Right? It would make it from the other corner. Yeah. Yeah, scale the Y that way. Okay. So origin is the upper left. And then the Y is going along this way. Okay, so it is like that. Okay. That's why it's all fucking confusing. That's why it's confusing. Okay. Now, does that make sense in my head now? The position, if we're going that way, so the width, if you go past the width of the character, so you have like a certain amount of character, and if you go past the width of the character, you're just gonna be like, well, you can't go that far, so you're gonna set it back to the edge of the width. But then that I don't understand, because I thought it was upper left. I mean, it seems like you're just adding an extra buffer for reasons. That you have an extra player space in the buffer, like a little buffer space. Make sure there's always some space between the canvas side and the character side. Right, okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, why did they make this so confusing? They don't explain anything in this, so that's why, like, this course is not recommended anymore. But you know, I wanted to tackle the JavaScript stuff only first before going into the like full, because you go to the full stack ones and they want you to learn the fucking frameworks and stuff. It's like, but you can't. No, I don't want to learn frameworks. I want to learn the fucking basics, so that when that framework is no longer in use, I at least understand the freaking basics. Gosh, that's why I did this. Just trying to explain my rationale to myself. For the last condition, you will need to check if the player's X position is exceeding the right. So if it's exceeding the right side of the canvas, this position X will be greater than the canvas. So this, or canvas width. And then now, so is the canvas width, that's the window width, right? Canvas width is the window width? And then this width times 2, so you have to have another, so you have to give space for the player and then space for an extra space. And they explain none of this. If this position X, the player's position, is greater than or equal to the canvas width, bring it on back to the player's, what do you call it? Player's width. This dot width, it's just so confusing when you're talking about this and I don't know. I have to remember that we're inside of the player class. Yeah. And like you're doing all of this stuff for that. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a break after 45 because this is a little too confusing. A little too fucked up here. We do need to put a empty body for that if statement. Oy, oy, oy. And then inside that if statement, wait, create another if statement, assign this to this position. So if you go too far, you gotta bring it back. Bring it all back. Right, exceeding the boundary checking on this is just so weird. The next step is to use the new keyword to create a new instance of the player. Oh, okay, so we're outside of the of the class, we're going to go to the main part of the script. New player is going. Oh, I guess we have to do this. Const player, new player, and just like that, right? There we go. Now it's time to see our new player drawn on the screen. So start by creating an empty arrow function for start game. Okay, and then does that do anything? No, it doesn't do anything. We need to add that functionality. We need a button listener and stuff like that, right? So display the canvas element. Okay, yeah. And hide the start screen container. Exactly how I thought it was going to. Don't you love it when your predictions come true? It makes me think I have a decent understanding of what's going on here, at least. I'm going to set this to block for the canvas start screen. Style display. Should do it. Does that work? No, because there's no button listener. We need to add an add button listener or something. Add event listener to the button. And let's see. To visualize the player, you need to draw it on the canvas. So we're still in. It says start game call the player dot draw. Okay. Interesting. There. But then we need an event listener on the button, of course. Wait, it's on click, and start game is the function, the callback function that we use for that. Now it should work. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, we can't do anything yet with it. It's just drawn on there. Okay. Now that we see the player on the screen, it's time to start adding the functionality for moving the player across the screen, and then we're going to create a new empty arrow function called animate. So const animate with this parentheses and arrow there. Equal or greater than. It's just, you know, an arrow. Request animation. Okay, wait a minute. This needs notes. I feel like we need a note for this one. Control Shifty Shell Shock. Request animation API. Request animation frame. So all this update is just controlling gravity. So you're giving some velocity, and if you hit the ground, you're setting the velocity equal to 0. Or if you hit the ceiling, you're setting the velocity to 0. I don't know what's going on. So this position Y, this height. So if you're starting off, you're at 0. You also have the height of your character, and the velocity. As long as it's less than the height of the canvas, you'll run this update. So you'll be But why is gravity positive? Oh, because going down this way is positive. Okay, I see. Right. Okay. Really, they did not explain any of this. Really would helped. Okay, now what am I doing? Inside the animate function will be responsible for updating the player's position and continuing drawing on canvas. So inside, we'll call the request animation frame, which is, I guess, built in, and then it will pass in animate as the argument. Well, we'll have to put that underneath then. No inside bit? What are you talking about? Isn't that a bit recursive? Somebody help me understand what the hell they're fucking doing here. Because they're not going to explain. As the player moves through the game, you'll need to clear the canvas before rendering the next frame of the animation. Clear rect. Okay. Make sure you have a clear rect. Okay. With the API. XY and with an I. Okay. Zero, zero. Campus with campus, right? So what are we doing? You're going to need to update the canvas position as well, right? How are you handling that? It moves through the game. Call the update method on your player. So this. Oh wait. Player. The update. Now, what does that do? Then click here. We don't have any buttons assigned or anything, so nothing's happening. Nothing's happening yet. Okay. Nothing's happening yet. Nothing is happening. Please, worked. Okay. You can also help by sharing this with somebody that you know is maybe trying to learn JavaScript and would like to, find some other people that are learning this as well. Maybe you have more experience than me or less experience than me. It doesn't matter. And you can also help by just watching with this on in the background and enjoy the smooth sounds of me getting riled up and yelling at my computer screen. To manage the player's movement in the game, you will need to monitor when the left and right arrow keys are pressed. So we're going to have this empty arrow function, empty object so far called keys. So we're going to have some kind of like key mapping, and inside of those keys, I think we're going to have call the handle for a function or something. We're going to create these other functions, or maybe we're just going to build those functions built in. We're going to add a new key called right key, I'm going to assign it with the key value pair pressed. It's false. And then the left key pressed. Roast is false. Okay. We're back in the animate thing, and I think this time to take a little break and then come back. We're gonna get some food. We'll come back in like 30 minutes, maybe. Probably sooner. Let's shoot for 30. Did we crash again? What is happening? Why is this going on? Why is this happening? What is going on? How come? Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. That bit rate. That bit rate. It's weird though. Why is it trying so hard to send so much at once? Weird. Browser source hardware? Is that what it is? Oh, can't be that. I don't have a browser source on this scene. Don't think I do. My gosh, that's weird. It's weird that's happening. I don't know why. It's probably the memory leak for this one, this thing. I'm gonna delete it. Probably have a memory leak. These other ones. Let's get rid of those. It's not this one, right? It's... Okay. All right, so we're going to do another 15 steps and then take another quick break and then come back and do another 15 more. And hopefully we'll chip away at this. At least 15 steps. Maybe we can go further. Maybe we can go further. My brain allows it. So the next step, we have to add logic for. So let's just take a recap because it's been a minute, been 30 minutes or so. Okay, so we created the elements that we need to work with, the objects that we're going to manipulate. Canvas width and height. We get this context for the canvas. Checkpoint screen, checkpoint message. Those are the elements, the div elements. And actually in this one, the checkpoint message is a paragraph element. Start screen, that is one of the divs, right? And then checkpoint screen, that's not a div, that's a like a pop-up or something, right? Okay. Canvas. We have the canvas where we show it. Maybe start button controls that. Gravity we put in as positive, so yeah, and then we're We have this. Is checkpoint collision detection active? So this must be for like testing or something. For the checkpoint collisions. And we'll get to that soon. We have this little utility function, little helper function called proportional size, which is going to take in a size and calculate the proportional size on the screen that it should be on the inside of the window. We have this player constructor, this player class, and we just create a single object out of this, but I suppose you could make more players out of this. We have this constructor element, so inside of the constructor we set position, velocity, width, and height to the object. So those the object has those parameters, those attributes, and then you have a draw method for the player, where it's a class method, I think. No, yeah, I guess it is. It's just for the well, yeah, it's an object method, I think. Okay. Position.x, position y, width and height, and we draw our character, right? This is drawing our character. And then update is a function that draws our character, calculates a movement, like where it's going to move based on the velocity. You don't have anything that really updates velocity except for when it falls down. We don't have anything updating the x part of the velocity, right? No, I don't think so. Shouldn't that be handled here when the position is less than 0? Then like it's like, or actually when the position hits the ground, then the velocity for the x and the y should be 0, I suppose. I think we have to add some decay into the velocity and stuff. Okay, and we do some calculations, some boundary checks here. There's a fruit fly flying around that I really want to swat. Which, and we're working on this animate function, which request animation frame. We're going to pass an animate into that. Okay. So I guess we're going to set this as a time thing on a timer or something. We're going to trigger animate every however many, like once every 24th of a second or something along those lines, or maybe even slower. Slower rate is clear rect. Clear that rect, and that clears the canvas, I think. Right? And it's clearing the canvas. It's cold in here. Cold. Gotta get comfy. Cozy. I picture it's okay, babe. You know, you can keep me warm. I need fuzzy socks. I need to go put put some socks on. That's what I'm going to do after the next break. Okay. Player update. And we call the update function, update method of the player class, of the player object. Come on, Bobby. Inside the animate function, we're going to create an if statement. Checks if the right key was pressed. Oh, right. And then we set up those keys. I'll just do that. And the player's position. Is less than proportional size of 400. That seems hard-coded. I don't know why we're hard-coding that value in, that 400. So we're always making sure that the player size is their position always proportional to the screen size. So I guess when you resize the window, want to do that in, right? Right key was pressed. Where did we define the keys? They're down here, const keys. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Keys.write key. So inside here, we're going to assign 5 to the position. Over to the velocity. If the right key is pressed and the player position is less than the right side, right? Can't go further. We won't have a button binding key, so we have to use a function bind. Yeah. How did we do that again? I think I remember. The right key? Yeah, let's do this. Find the object. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, we're gonna have to learn that. Okay. We have an else if statement we want to tack on to this. The other if is whether or not the left key is pressed, so keep that left key dot pressed. And the player position, then I think you have to be greater than 0 or something. Or something. X coordinates negative. Still not adding velocity to it. Let's okay. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle the button presses. So we're gonna have a new move player arrow function. The X velocity. Yes. Okay. Player will interact with different checkpoints. If the is checkpoint collision detection active is false, then you will need to stop the player's movements on the X and Y axes. Isn't that backwards? If it's true, then you need to stop the player's movements. If statement, so you set the player's X velocity to 0. Return inside of the... I guess so. Now we need a switch. Case. Case, I think it's like this. It's the arrow left. It's not like that. What is it? Just case arrow left? No. It's not that. How do you do this? No. Okay. Yeah. That's where the thing is. Yeah. Just like that. Okay. It's equal to 0, then you set the player. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, when would it not be that? Player can jump up by using the arrow key or the space bar. So we need some other cases. Why are these different cases though? Can't they be in the same? And then how do you group them together? I think it's just the... Isn't that it? Is there an or? You do a comma? I don't know what you want, bro. Oh, do you write it like that? Is that how you do it? That's it? That's weird. Is that how they're doing it? They are doing it that way. Okay. Yeah, that's what makes these switch cases like so difficult to parse. Let's see, what do we need to do? We need to add a case for arrow right. If x velocity. Oh. Hmm. Then we're gonna add, okay, so move the player is pressed. Seems weird. I don't know if I like the structure here. Right left key is pressed, but then like, don't you want to add an arrow up or a space bar or like some other button that's pressed? Because we are doing multiple jumping. The Y velocity. Is it -8? Shouldn't it be? Oh yes, velocity up. Okay. Minus is up. Minus is positive in the Y direction. Okay. Event listener, click. Yeah, okay. Global window object is how you get this. Okay. So it says key down. and an arrow function that uses destructuring to get the key property from an event. Well, ugh. Good on that. I need to take a quick little nap. Need to use the animate function. Dot draw. Call the animate. So left and right. Oh boy. I need a quick little nap. We need to create platforms. The X and Y. Assign an object with the X and Y coordinates. shorthand property. Interesting. Add a width property to the constructor and assign it the number 200. Height property assigned. You need to use this to make sure the height is proportional to screen size. Okay. Draw method will add. Yeah, inside the draw method. List of positions. It's an X property with a value of 500. I have another object. Alright, well, we got all these ones, right? So let's just copy them. I'm gonna take a break. Okay, let's go with this here. You need to create a list of new platform instances using the platform class. We'll later reference this list to draw the platforms on the canvas. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna map something. So from the callback function, implicitly return new platform. Okay, that. Inside the animate function, draw each. So through the platforms array, we're going to do a for each. And parameter. Oh gosh. Okay. And then a draw method. For each platform. Okay. I start the game. Notice that the platforms are rendered on the screen, but as the player moves to the right, the platform does not move with it. Okay, let's try this. Jump, 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 jump. I don't see that at all. What's going on here? Let's see. Let's put that over here. Bounce around it. Come back over here. So I just go right through them. Okay. I don't know what they're talking about. Just not with it. I mean, is it not? It does seem like it's working. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's all just smoke and mirrors, man. We're not actually moving. We're not actually moving. What is happening is that the platforms are moving around us. Smokes and mirrors, man. You need else if to check if the left key was pressed. So it's going to do the same thing for the left. Let's move back and forth here. So we're moving the platforms around us, but there's no... Interesting. Okay, yeah. Okay. Any collision detection logic. Hmm. Right. Okay. These things are already evaluating to truthy over falsy. So, yeah, you call that function for every, whatever, okay, sense. Yeah, but you can clip right through. I mean, isn't that a problem? Seems like a problem. Seems like a problem. That's fortunate project is to add the logic for the checkpoint, so when they play live for the checkpoint screen should appear. So we're going to do a new class called checkpoint. We don't need that. Okay. And I have constructor XYZ because I'm Canadian for some reason. Create an object X, Y, and Z position. Assign it's the position. Okay. Yeah, block the numbers. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Need width and height. Okay. Yeah, it should be a different color, right? Hmm. Gosh, okay. More coffee. Okay. Ivy. Almost done here. What happened to the progress bar? Oh, I haven't been showing that. That's what happened. Well, that's a pain in the ass. Completely forgot about that because the OBS crashed and then it opened back up with the previous settings. Which is weird, actually. So yeah, okay. Whatever. Yeet, yeet, McGee. Final checkpoint. Now, we're locked out on everything, though, so that's interesting, though, right? I can't escape out. That's the final screen anyway, it just pops up with that. Go checkpoint screen. Set the time out. File display is none. And then yeah, I mean, that is interesting. Set time out. It should be 2 seconds or something, or well. How did we bind those keys though? What do we do? It was move player, wasn't it? Move players? Express. Yeah, where does this come from though? This move player. key down and key up. Okay, yeah, the event listener was the window. Event listener, that's right, the key. That's so true. It's false, so I got it, okay. All right. Okay. And so the last thing should be to add other messages, right? So that's it. Oops. And in here, nice. Okay. And so that's it. Oops. Gotta yeet right through. Ready? No. Okay, ready. Yeti? So you have to be 90% of the way there. Okay, interesting. Reach the checkpoint, but then we can still move along. So why... Why when we get to the last one? Final checkpoint. Why when we get to the last one does it turn everything off? Collision detection is off. Checkpoint screen shows we did that. Okay. Rule, they use rules. That's percent, I guess. I still don't understand why it locked us out, because final checkpoint, there must be some other logic. You can presumably catch it in midair and then I'll just fall down or something like that. Now, checkpoint collision detection. I don't even understand why. What that is even doing. Oh boy. Yeah. Weird project. Well, what did we learn today? The every, we can check every. I think I did that for. We learned the canvas a little bit. We learned about it. How to manipulate it with that. We also did the window listeners, adding a window listener, right? So you pass destructure events. Get key. For example, what we did here was add event listener. Let's say key up. Gosh. Okay. All right. That's it. That's the platform game you can build with JavaScript. Wow. Okay. I'm not looking forward to what's next here. What is next? Do we have a certification project after next week? We have the review algorithmic thinking by building a dice game. just 2 more certification projects, and be done. So this has been good. I think it'll be nice to check this box off. I think we made a lot of progress this year with this, with learning JavaScript. Will be fun. Let's go back to here. Let's set our variable for the next time. But we didn't finish this one, did we? Let's go back and just finish it. We entered all that in and we just didn't go forward with it. Oh, nice. Let's bring us back here. Okay. So we're going to have this one. It's going to be a quick one. Review algorithmic thinking. It's going to be 15 steps. Well, that's really easy, isn't it? I wanted to... Do we do it right now? I think it's better to save it for next week. Then I think what we'll do, we might bundle these up. We might combine these. We might combine them. In fact, why don't we do that? We don't have to do that in order. We can do it this way. We can do this like this. So what we'll do, I'll do that as well. We'll learn promises. Promises. Then I'll build that cash register project on my own because there's only 29 steps. And then the other one's 55. Let me put like the number of steps. I should put the number of steps here. Let's do that here. I'll do the certification project on my own. Do that here. And we can move this asynchronous programming to there, and then we'll be done. And then on that week, I'll just finish up with doing that for the rest of the year, and then that'll be it. So we got 3 more weeks left for this in this round, and then we'll stop. We'll come back for next year. I'll probably do a new round of like a new season. New season? Should we do seasons? It'll be fun. Yeah, and then we can start back from week 1 of that, or we can just continue moving along with the numbers. Just keep the numbers going. The numbers ticking upwards. You know, maybe if we get through 50 weeks there, I'll be there. Yeah, that'll be fun. Register project, and this one was 55. 55. Yeah. I really like that idea. I actually think that we might be able to get this done. Might be able to get this all done next week. It's possible to shoot for that. It is possible to shoot for that. I would like to do that, honestly. Honestly, would like to do that. Certification end of the year. Okay. Okay. Yep, and that's us. So, lead it there. The upcoming schedule. 15 steps, 29 steps, 55 steps. Maybe we'll be able to. We might be able to finish that up. That would be great if we can do that. And then we think about planning the next move, which I think I want to focus on, like the web design stuff like that, front end development, libraries. I don't like those things. Let's see what those are. JavaScript certification. Still in beta. These ones are still in beta. Wait a minute. I thought this was an archived one, though. The full stack developer curriculum is pretty interesting. The back end development and APIs, relational databases, Python certification. Curious. Markdown to HTML, drum machine, build a voting system. Oh boy. Script. That sounds. Some of these things we already did. Interesting. Build a shopping cart, it's the workshop. That's interesting. Yeah. That's the exam. You have an exam. Ooh, how does that work? Oh, they have an exam environment. Interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. Wow, they're serious about getting legit certifications. That's pretty fucking cool. Honestly, I didn't know that they were doing that. So this is interesting. Responsive web designs, HTML and CSS course. Do like these. Oh, this workshop curriculum. Wait, what happens if we get rid of that? Yeah, it just brings us this. Okay, so let me plan the next moves then for that. Potential next steps would be responsive. The FCC free responsive Web design certification. That's pretty fun. I think what I would do with that is probably do a separate series. I probably won't do that on Tutorial Tuesdays. I might do that on separate things. I think I might just do that in separate sessions. And just make a series out of that. Just make a series out of the responsive web design certification through FreeCodeCamp. Just go like day 1, day 2, just keep it like that. Just keep it very loose and make sure that I can continue on. So I do want to hit some certain milestones and things like that, but I do want to just keep it. I want to have the freedom to step away if my brain's not doing. My brain's just not in the right space for learning. And they have this full stack one. So they have the JavaScript certification. You need Python, you need front-end development, and you need those ones. That's interesting. What I'll do is I'll probably just put this like underneath it. Yeah, let's just do it like that. There we go. Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, because that's let's go back to that. The requirements of that, the courses are the certified exam. And that's coming in the late 2026. That's great. That could be a goal for 2026 for sure. Why don't I do that? Why don't I just do that? That sounds like the goal for 2026. On top of hitting my other benchmarks for content creation, everything else. So what we could do is responsive web design. Do this responsive the JavaScript certification. And that should be pretty easy, I think. Front-end development libraries certification and Python certification, it honestly should be very easy. Relational databases certification, back-end development, APIs certification. And then the big one, which I think we can do like a span element, do color of red, I think. Here we go. Yeah. And then I like all of that. Okay, so potential next steps for that. It's today's coding challenge. What's today's coding challenge? That's fun. Can we do FizzBuzz in here? Return the number. Well, how did we do this usually? We passed through, so we started with a string and then we added onto it, basically, and yeah, I think that's what we did. We wanted to like let our output string. What is n though? Why is return n? N is an array? That's so bad. And it's going to be an empty array. And then oh, n has already been declared. Yeah, but that's n is a number. N is an integer. Why are you returning n though? Yeah, I'm confused why they put that in there. Say our output array is going to be this thing here, and we'll return this output array. And then, so what we do is so 1, 2 should return 2. So obviously we're going to have some code, right? So we're going to start. Do you have to declare and stuff? I think it's let I equal 0. Is it this? And then the condition to stop is going to be I is up until I is less than n. Yeah, when I is equal to n, we've gone too far. So we actually start at 1. Do we go all the way up to? We do go all the way up to n. And I++ is our thing here. Let's do a little exercise here. So inside of here, if 1, 2, fizz. 1, 2 there. Right. We do a little helper function or something. This is interesting because we're not just hacking it. Yeah, to there. Okay, so so the way that we should do this is then I don't know if I want to repeat this though, right? Because we've already checked. No, we don't have to do that. If it's divisible by 15, then we do the output array is append. Is it append or push? I think it's push. Pushing pushes to the end, right? Is that right? I can't even remember. What we will push is elements inside the array don't need to be the same type, right? So yeah, that's, a different thing in like Java where they have to be all of the same type. In some cases you do that, you use that. There may be ways that you enforce that in JavaScript as well. So we have to put fizzbuzz onto here, right? Also, if I is divisible by 5, then where is that push? Is it buzz or fizz? Buzz, right? It's buzz. Busy bays. Else if, what am I doing? We need an if for this one. And otherwise, else, we're just gonna push. Push the number. And so if I want to do this, we can do like a console log, do is buzz2, obviously, okay, and that's going to return 1, 2. We can continue in this fashion, just do I do it like this, and so 4 is going to be there. We're going to have 8, 20, 50 as well. So does this pass the tests? I think it does. Yeah. fizz and buzz, so I mean, I don't think we're getting knocked for the double quotes here. Hope not. Buzz, fizz, 7, 8. 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8. 1, 2, fizz, 7, 8, buzz, fizz. 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz. 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz. $11 fizz, 13 fizz. Wait, 13, no, 13, 14. Fizz buzz, 16, 17 fizz, 19 buzz. Oh, okay, yeah. And all the other ones are same there. I think this does it. How do we run the tests? There it is. You could download. I could download my solution. Download my solution. Undefined. Fizz buzz. Fizz buzz. Buzz fizz. What's the next one? Do they have more? Daily coding challenges are released midnight U.S. Central Time. That's cool. I like this. I'm actually glad that they're doing it this way. They're building this out like this. That is cool. That's really cool. As long, like, yeah. Do some of the classic what do you call it? These classic coding problems. Pretty fun. They are always pretty fun. Learn the code, they say. Alright. I gotta get out of here. I gots to get out of here. I like where they're going with this. I really do. It's clear, like, clearly there's some problems with these archived courses. Especially, it's version 8. It's not quite. Makes me think that version 9 may be better, maybe. You know, how much better? I'm not sure. So that'll be something that'll be cool to look at going into 2026. I think that's probably what we want to do. Because once we move, we're going to yeah, we're gonna want to settle in, and then I'm gonna want to take some time to look for a job, and specifically I'd like to maybe stay in this type of coding type of field, and maybe work for government or a local progressive group or something. That would be really cool. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for hanging out here today. It is getting dark out. I'm gonna have to take Aisha out for a nice long walk tonight. It's been very nice. She's been having a great time in this weather. So I'm gonna make sure that she gets to enjoy it as much as she possibly can while we still have the good weather. And I enjoy it as well. So I'll see everyone next week. Thank you if you've been watching this on a repeat. Every little bit helps. If you like the video, share the video with somebody who might be getting into coding, or maybe they've been coding a while, want to try some JavaScript, want to follow someone who is trying to learn it, and has some coding and programming knowledge, but just doesn't quite grasp the syntax and the basics of JavaScript. Hopefully I add some value to the experience of doing this, but sometimes I just notice that, like, as the time goes on in these tutorials, I just get so bogged down by it kind of gets a little bit monotonous. A lot of the stuff is kind of repetitive. I think that's just a testament to the tutorial itself. These ones haven't been as explanatory as they could be, but then, like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see the number of steps that I have to take, and I don't allow myself to go off and explore those ideas. And that's kind of what I would like to do. And so when I go through that full stack developer curriculum, I think that's what I'll do is I'll take my time with that. I think that might be my main goal for 2026, is to at least attempt to do 3 days of that a week, and in addition to other tutorials, because the tutorials I really wanted to leave. I wanted to leave that open as a way for me to fill in the gaps, things that I'm missing. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. All right. That's it for now. Be back next week, and it might be the last one for the year. So be sure to tune in. Bye-bye. See you later.